So I spent a long weekend on the east end of Long Island, spent time with family, brought my camera, and I hope you enjoy this behind the shot video for some of the images that I got, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. My first stop on the weekend was Montauk, New York, the very tip of Long Island. Well, I could not sleep very well, so I started off my journey early and give me some time to stop along the way if I find anything interesting. So I'm doing some nighttime photography, some interesting structures as I drive out to my destination. So my first stop here is the East Hampton train station, which is kind of lit up at night, and it's looking pretty cool, and get some shots and keep going. I'm making my way down Route 27 out towards Montauk and past this really cool diner. It's not open yet, but this guy's working inside, it's lit up. So I just made a quick stop in the parking lot, see if I can get a shot of this one too. It's pretty cool. Well, I stopped on the road to take a picture of this I guess a fish and chips, shrimp, lobster shack. They sell chowder as well. I've shot it before. Here's a picture I took during the daylight. Problem is it's very dark now, and so what I'm doing is I am doing some light painting. Camera on a tripod. I put about a 10-second exposure, and I'm just taking my flashlight and paint light right into the scene, and I'm getting a decent exposure. Okay, well I came out to the very end of Long Island, to Montauk, and there's a great lighthouse out here, and I came, I guess, partly to shoot the lighthouse, but partly just to catch sunrise. There's a really rocky beach behind me, and I thought I might be able to find some pretty good compositions with the water coming in to the shore with these rocks in the foreground, but I was hoping for a fantastic sunrise. As you can see behind me, it's not so fantastic. It's actually quite boring, but I'll make the best of it. In the meantime, I am getting some pictures of the lighthouse. It's pretty dark, so I'm actually using some light painting with those lighthouse as well. Camera on a tripod, 30-second exposure. Got a very powerful flashlight, and I'm just painting light right into the scene. And it's actually pretty cool. I get some stars in the background as well. Let me give it a shot again. Well, I'm just going to make my way along the shoreline here a little bit just to see if I can find a composition that's going to work as the sun rises. I got a little bit of time still, but I want to find something to shoot. Well, it's low tide, which means a lot of the rocks that are exposed are just kind of ugly. There's a lot of seaweed and just green algae on them, so it's not the most beautiful time of morning, as it turns out, to shoot because of the tide. But I'm trying to zero in on a rock out there that looks pretty clean, and it's lining up nicely with the sunrise. And I'm trying to time it so when a wave hits it, we get a little splash around it. The sky's actually not looking too bad on the horizon, but the rest of it is pretty crappy. Well, the sun is just starting to peek over those clouds, and I'm actually going to take off. I got some drone footage. Hope you liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. And make my way back, get a coffee on the way, go home, get some breakfast, and probably take a nap. And plan out either tonight or tomorrow. Well, the next morning I woke up early as usual and headed out towards the North Fork of Long Island. And on the way I did some nighttime photography, some of the buildings and structures I saw on the way. Well, good morning. So I woke up early again and drove to the North Fork. The end of Long Island sort of forks south and north. Hamptons are on the South Fork, and I am on the North Fork, which is more agricultural up here and just a beautiful area. So came up to shoot this one of these lone trees you can see in back of me. Get my camera out and see if I can come up with a good shot. The sun is rising, not behind the tree, but it's going to splash onto the tree, so it'll be a different look. But honestly, the sky's so boring today anyway that I don't mind shooting away from the sun. I've driven by this site before, and there's always something planted on this soil. So it's just really kind of cool to have a very smooth carpet of just dirt, brown dirt, against that lone tree. And I love the contrast of the brown, tannish, earthy color versus the blue sky as well. So it's kind of a nice morning. Very simplistic exposure, very minimalistic. But I always like simplicity in my life. Well, pretty cool shot here. I just went for different compositions, placing the tree in the lower third, upper third, in the middle. Light's changing a little bit. I'm gonna move on, try another location around here. There's a place, I think close by, near the shore that I've been before, so I'm gonna drive on. This was a nice stop there. Here's the best shot I got. Well, drove another 5 minutes and got down to the shore, and with the sun setting sort of behind the camera, you get these nice pastel colors in the sky, certainly along the horizon. So taking some long exposures with these rocks in front of me. Very pretty area. Of course, no one here at this hour, so got the place to myself, which is always good. So to get this shot, I'm using a 3-stop graduated neutral density filter because the sky is much brighter than the foreground, and so that can balance out the scene. In addition, I'm using a 10-stop neutral density filter, which darkens the scene quite a bit, and that allows for a much longer exposure. And to really smooth out this water, which is kind of choppy, you have to go out, I think, at least a minute to get a really nice, smooth, glassy feel, which is what I'm going for. Compositionally, I've got the two rocks positioned roughly at the 1/3 spots on either side of the frame, and I think I've got the sky or the horizon at the 1/3 line towards the top as well. Well, I changed my strategy. I'm actually using a very fast shutter speed now, trying to freeze that water as it crashes over the rock. Sorry, I almost lost my camera there. I think we're getting a decent shot this way. I'm not sure. We'll have to see when we get it on the computer. Well, good morning. I cannot be too loud this morning because I think I'm on someone else. Well, I know I'm on someone else's property. Did not drive today. I walked down from where I'm staying, but I snuck on someone else's beachfront or waterfront to catch the sunrise in front of their dock. And so I don't want to wake them up and have them call the cops or something. It'll be worth it, I think. Well, it is still somewhat dark, as you might be able to tell on the camera, and so just to get some detail in the dock here, I'm just using my flashlight and I'm just painting some light onto the dock. A lot of trial and error, but I'm getting it to the point now where it's pretty balanced between the sky, the brightness of the sky, and the brightness of the dock. Well, I popped up on the dock and I'm shooting kind of straight down the dock now. Very simplistic composition. I don't think the sunrise is perfectly aligned with the dock, but it's pretty close. So I'll be patient and see if I can get some shots once the sun crosses the horizon. Well, for this shot I am using a graduated neutral density filter because the sky, and I'll show it to you there on my camera, because the sky is brighter than the dock, and so I need to balance out the scene. Well, it is just about sunrise, and I'm going to try to catch that sun just coming over the horizon. I'm using a very small aperture, which is a high f-stop, f18, to try to catch that kind of starburst or sunburst as it comes over the horizon. We'll see if I'm successful. Last night in the Hamptons, I went out about 10 o'clock and did some astrophotography, which I normally don't do, but I went down to the beach and got some really cool shots. I didn't vlog it, but I'll show you the shots that I got. It was a lot of fun. Well, thank you for coming along on this photographic journey with me this long weekend. If you like these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And until next time.